trapped and terrorized in a foreign country by her husband. Coin Local 6 Monday at 11.
Good morning and happy Mother's Day. I'm Charles Osgood and this is Sunday Morning. Today is a day for raising our voices in praise of mothers and all they do. Yet for many moms, the most insistent voice they hear is an inner voice, a reproachful voice that says whatever you're doing is just not good enough. Well, now a growing number of women are trying to ease that load of motherly guilt. Tracy Smith will be reporting our cover story.
There are mothers who seem too good to be true.
Okay, fellas, dinner's ready.
And mothers who seem too true to be good.
This is why some animals eat their young.
But in the real world, does any mother measure up?
How do people define a good mother?
The actual definition is so impossible to achieve that all that can happen is failure.
The mother of all mind games, later on Sunday Morning.
Good looking is what astronomers strive for with their telescopes. And thanks to advances in technology, the results over the centuries have been literally out of this world. With Martha Teichner, we'll take a peek.
Long, long before the Hubble Space Telescope and its dazzling pictures, in 1609, Galileo pointed this little tube at the night sky and changed the world.
And Galileo got in a lot of trouble.
Galileo got in big trouble.
Later this Sunday morning, the universe, yours, thanks to 400 years of telescopes.
Lionel Richie is a name to be reckoned with in the pop music world. And after all these years in the business, he's still very much at the top of his game, as Bill Whitaker will show us.
This is a Sunday morning show.
He likes Sunday morning.
From beautiful ballads to funky beats, Lionel Richie knew music was his calling when he first joined the Commodores 40 years ago.
Easy like Sunday morning. You pick up a microphone, you grab the band, and girls started screaming over and out.
We'll sit down with Lionel Richie later this Sunday morning.
Do the hustle is a phrase from the dance music past that some killjoys may wish would stay in the past. Not our maraca.
Remember the hustle? Well, it's come a long way from the last days of disco.
We actually have manuals, we have certifications. I mean, there are schools that are using these manuals to teach this dance.
Later on Sunday morning, take a trip with me to Miami Beach to do the hustle.
David Martin will salute an American veteran of the Afghan War who defied the odds. Michelle Miller will look at the claims for bodily cleansing. David Edelstein reviews the new movie, Angels and Demons, and a lot more. But first, the headlines for this Sunday morning, the 10th of May, 2009. In California, a change in the weather has meant a change for the better in Santa Barbara. Wind-driven flames have been slowed by rain in the last 24 hours. That has allowed firefighters to begin containing a wildfire that's burned nearly 9,000 acres and destroyed 31 homes. Though the fear of pandemic over swine flu may have ebbed, today we are learning the virus has claimed a third life here in the United States. The victim was a Washington State man in his 30s who is said to have had chronic health problems. Pope Benedict celebrated an open-air mass while visiting Jordan today. As many as 20,000 people attended the service, the first of his Middle East trip. In Washington last night, President Obama was the headliner at the annual Correspondents' Dinner. In his speech, Mr. Obama poked fun at Republicans and Democrats alike. He even joked about the flap over the Statue of Liberty photo op flyby.
Now, Sasha and Malia aren't here tonight because they're grounded. You can't just take Air Force One on a joyride to Manhattan. I don't care whose kids you are.
Earlier in the day, the president met with Sea Captain Richard Phillips in the Oval Office. Last month, Phillips was held hostage for several days by pirates off the coast of Somalia. It was Mr. Obama who gave the Navy the go-ahead to rescue him by force. Hall of Fame NBA basketball coach Chuck Daly has died of pancreatic cancer. Daly took the Detroit Pistons to 2 consecutive championships in 1989 and 1990. And in 1992, his dream team of NBA stars took an Olympic gold medal. Chuck Daly was 78. A Mother's Day gift from Mother Nature. It should be sunny in much of the U.S., though thunderstorms will pass through the south. The week ahead looks the same, mostly dry up north, with storms expected in the southeast and summer-type heat in the southwest. Next, motherhood, the ideal and the reality.
Bill, this is the blood, sweat, and tears room. This is the...
And later, Bill Whitaker visits with singer-songwriter Lionel Richie.
This thing is heavy. Yeah. Now this is...
It began with 11 ordinary teams with the whole world in front of them. But it became so much more.
This great race has made me a better person.
It changes your life.
Yes!
Come so far.
Now, it's down to the final 3, but only one can win.
When we started The Amazing Race, we were the underdog team.
We're gonna win $1 million today, baby.
They're all gonna bring their A game. Hopefully we bring our A+ game.
The Amazing Race, season finale, CBS tonight.
They're taking over our forests and backyards, invasive plants like English ivy, garlic mustard, nasty invaders, and the crushed leaves smell like garlic. And butterfly bush, beautiful flowers, but they escape into our natural areas. Protect natural areas and wildlife by removing invasives and replace with natives like Oregon grape and red flowering currant. Get more information on invasive removal and natives. Do the right thing at coinlocal6.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Satrin, the president of Interstate Roofing. We're proud to have served the Portland community for over 20 years, good times and bad. Now, more than ever, is the time to repair, replace, or renew your home's exterior. Roofing, siding, windows, and gutters are at the lowest prices in our history, and there's no time like the present to take advantage of this opportunity. We can help you reduce your heating bills and even get you cash back. Thank you for making Interstate what it is today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Wouldn't use a beehive as a football. You wouldn't dive into a pool without water. You wouldn't light a match if you smelled gas. So why would you do your banking anywhere besides a credit union? Credit unions are federally insured and locally owned, so their only interest is you. And opening your account has never been easier. To learn more, visit our website at u-belong.org. Credit Unions of Oregon. So smart, it's obvious.
Get ready for Founders Days at Fred Meyer. It's the biggest and best sale of the year with amazing buys throughout the store. Enjoy fresh organic strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries, just 2 for $5 during Founders Days at Fred Meyer.
Celebrate the grand opening of Binions in Vancouver. For a limited time, get half off a complete pair of glasses. Now you can afford an amazing selection of today's latest looks. Half off a complete pair of glasses. Binions. Why pay more?
Beautiful though they are, flowers alone can't always lift the mother load, the burden of responsibility that weighs so heavily on many moms these days. And how do we know mothers feel this burden? Because our Tracy Smith asked them.
Maybe it's something our mothers should have told us. But how could they?
Stop jumping on the bed.
Of the many stresses of motherhood, the biggest just might be self-doubt.
It's those nagging little voices asking vexing little questions. Am I doing this right? Could I have done that better? Am I a good mother? For years, it was something no one wanted to admit. But now, mothers everywhere are fessing up to being bad.
It's hard being a mom.
Motherhood makes you fat. Admit it.
Motherhood is hard.
These women are from the site TrueMomConfessions.com. Rami Lasali is the mother of 3 who started it all.
Nobody's talking about tying their kids up and leaving them in the kitchen alone. I mean, we really don't get those kinds of confessions. We get, I didn't teach my kids to tell time, so I could tell them it was bedtime whenever they want. You know, we get these sort of crafty, resourceful things that women do just to get through the day.
Confess.
Confess.
There's the mom who admitted that she bites off her baby daughter's nails rather than use the clippers, and the one who longed to hear her kids call her mommy and is now tired of hearing it.
Talk about some of the things that you confessed.
I've confessed to everything, to stalking my daughter on Facebook. I've confessed to putting fake breast milk in the refrigerator because with my first daughter, I had a fairly judgmental group of friends and wasn't ready to fess up to having stopped nursing.
And what were you doing when your friends thought you were pumping?
Reading a magazine. Taking a break.
And they'd open up this freezer and see all this breast milk.
So much milk. Lucky me. It was terrible, but I didn't feel like I had a choice at the time.
LaSalle says True Mom Confessions has drawn more than 600,000 entries, some of which have been compiled into a book.
Do you think in the end this is making us better mothers? All this confessional stuff?
I have no doubt. I don't think there's anything positive that comes from keeping a secret. You know, I think it eats away at you. You're waiting to be found out. I just don't think there's anything good that comes from it. So as long as nobody's getting hurt, as long as no names are being attached to them, in most cases, I really do think it's helping people.
You don't think it's a little bit whiny?
Don't listen.
Whiny or not, most people agree that motherhood is a tough job. A new CBS News New York Times poll found that 73% of Americans, including most mothers, think being a mom is harder today than when they were young.
Here's Ozzie. Here's Harriet.
It always looked so easy on TV, like in the series Ozzie and Harriet.
Here, come on, move over. I want to plug in the vacuum cleaner.
But it's hard to be supermom after a full day at an outside job. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 71% of American moms now work outside the home, and opinions about that are changing. Only half of Americans say children are better off with their mom at home rather than working. That's down from 61% who said it in 2003.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Quick, they're gone. Change the locks.
By 1988, the idealized image of TV motherhood had been replaced by one of a working mom, the multiple Emmy Award-winning Roseanne.
Hey, I'm not a restaurant, okay? You eat what I cook or you don't eat at all.
When your show started saying this is how real mothers are, what was the reaction from the audience? I mean, did you get a big collective thank you from moms out there?
Yeah, I did. I think that yeah, I did. And not just from moms, from dads too, and grandmas and grandpas and kids and everybody who wasn't the 1% perfection that was sold to them on television.
Shut up! This is why some animals eat their young.
So did you ever actually say to your kids, this is why animals eat their young?
I've said way funnier things to my kids, way worse. And
The title character, Roseanne Connor, raised 4 kids. In real life, Roseanne Barr had 5.
Having a sense of humor about being a mom is a great thing.
I mean, is that part of motherhood, that there's this constant feeling of, am I a good mom? Am I a bad mom?
Being unsure of yourself and questioning yourself constantly, am I doing this right? That's part of it. In fact, that might be the heart of it. If you don't have that self-doubt, you shouldn't be a mom.
So we as moms are always going to feel a little bit guilty or always question, am I a good mom?
Well, sometimes, too, you feel guilty because you're doing wrong. It's about being honest, too. I mean, sometimes you feel, in fact, I'd say maybe 100% of the time that you feel guilty, it's because you have a reason to feel guilty.
And perhaps the best antidote for guilt is to find another mom who seems even worse.
What's the definition of a bad mom to people today?
Well, you know, everybody has their own special bugaboo, and that's why we need these images, right? So we get an image like Britney Spears, and we just go crazy, because here she is, you know, this is what a bad mom is. She goes out partying, and she forgets her undergarments, and that is very obviously a bad mom to all of us, and then we can feel good, because, you know, hey, I'm not that.
Ayelet Waldman knows all about judgment. In 2005, Waldman wrote an essay, later published in the New York Times, about how she loved her husband, novelist Michael Chabon, more than her 4 children.
I love my kids. I love my kids like crazy, but I'm not in love with them. I'm in love with their father, and I've always been in love with their father, and I still feel that same kind of, you know, giddy, hysterical attachment to him that I always did. And I started to feel like that was the problem. I never made that transition, and I was a terrible mom for doing it. And I wrote, the line that set people's hair on fire was, I wrote that if a good mother is a woman who loves her children more than anybody else in the world, then I'm not a good mother. I'm a bad mother because I love my husband more than my children. So, scandal.
Waldman survived and went on to write a book about it.
Because when I'm at my lowest as a mom, knowing there's someone else out there who has done the same thing, who feels the same way, is so comforting. So for every letter that I get that says, you're the most terrible mom in the world, I can't believe it, you know, your children should be taken away from you, I get 10 letters from someone saying, thank you for saying that. Thank you for admitting that thing that I wasn't going to admit to anyone.
True Mom Confessions' Rami LaSalle agrees.
You know, I have 2 daughters. I don't want them to think that, you know, they have to be superwoman. Like, I've tried to be superwoman to work and to sort of juggle it all, and you can't. You're just going to drop the balls every now and then. And that's reality. That's not good or bad. You know, that just is.
Thanks to our visit, LaSalle wound up with another true mom confession. She sent her son off to Little League without a crucial part of his uniform.
Totally forgot the hat.
So he's hatless?
But I'll be going home to get the hat.
It happens.
It happens.
But maybe a good mother isn't perfect. She's just the person who will come to the rescue, whether you're hopeless or just hatless.
Director Hoover supervising field practice, and the target might be a gangster car.
Ahead, the many faces of J. Edgar Hoover.
This portion of Sunday Morning is sponsored by Shredded Wheat.
Has progress taken us to a better place? I'd say it's taken us for a ride. Honestly, what thanks do we owe progress? We're up to our necks in landfill and down to the wire in resources, and climate change is out to get us. That's why progress plays no role inside post-shredded wheat. Here, we put the no in innovation. Post-original shredded wheat is still just the one simple, honest ingredient which naturally comes with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. All we did was make it spoon-sized. Did we go too far?
In America, there's an energy you can feel. Energy created by American workers and American jobs. Jobs that will get our economy back on its feet and make us more competitive. Jobs powered by affordable energy, generated by our most abundant fuel, coal, the source of half of our electricity. It is America's power.
Driving 180 miles per hour, I have to really trust my car. The same goes for my allergy medicine. I only use non-drowsy Claritin. Claritin relieves my worst symptoms, and it's proven to keep me as alert and focused as someone without allergies. I'm Carl Edwards, and I only live Claritin Clear.
Get ready for summer. At PetSmart Super Summer Sale, save up to 20% on more than 1,000 items from toys and leashes to food. PetSmart. Be better together.
And now, a page from our Sunday Morning Almanac. May 10th, 1924, 85 years ago today, the day federal law enforcement got a brand new public face. For that was the day J. Edgar Hoover took over the Justice Department's Bureau of Investigation. Just 29 years old, Hoover shook up the sleepy bureau, hiring more professional agents and adopting more scientific methods. His bureau made headlines in the 1930s by pursuing notorious gangsters such as John Dillinger and Machine Gun Kelly, who called the government agents G-Men, a phrase that captivated the public.
Gee, Mr. Hoover, your G-men sure are good. I'd like to be one when I grow up.
Well, if you work hard, play hard, and live clean, you certainly will be one.
The agency was renamed the Federal Bureau of Investigation. J. Edgar Hoover and his G-Men were national heroes. Celebrated first on radio.
The FBI in Peace and War. Drama, thrills, action.
And then in movies such as the 1935 film G-Men, starring James Cagney as an early agent. Though occasionally spotted in nightclubs with the likes of actress Lana Turner, Hoover never married. He rode to work every morning with his longtime deputy, Clyde Tolson. Because of an accident, his FBI drivers were under orders never to make a left turn.
Communist Party of America is doing everything in its power to steal the minds and the souls and the hearts of our young people.
His critics accused Hoover of an over-obsession with communism and of hostility to civil rights leader Martin Luther King, Jr., whom he had wiretapped. When J. Edgar Hoover died in 1972 at the age of 77, he had served as bureau director for almost 48 years, under 8 presidents. Today, his name is emblazoned on its huge headquarters building in Washington. A tribute to the man who all but built the FBI. Coming up, the long view.
Approximately 2 out of 3 people being treated for depression still have depression symptoms. Talk to your doctor. If your antidepressant alone isn't enough, one option your doctor may consider is adding Abilify. Abilify is FDA approved to treat depression in adults when added to an antidepressant. Learn more about Abilify. Call your doctor if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Elderly dementia patients taking Abilify have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion on Abilify, as these may be signs of a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, as these could become permanent. High blood sugar has been reported with Abilify and medicines like it. In some cases, extreme high blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Other risks include dizziness upon standing, seizures, impaired judgment or motor skills, or trouble swallowing. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of adding Abilify if an antidepressant alone isn't enough.
People are learning to eat healthier with Ally.
I like food too much to not eat. My self-esteem really took a hit with every pound I gained. I have lost a total of 25 pounds with Ally. You take one pill with each meal, and Ally blocks some of the fat that you eat. There is nothing more fun than going shopping when you feel thin and you feel pretty, and you can try on those pants and they zip and you just...
Start losing weight today. Ally.
Activia Lady. It's my new name. Aren't all yogurts the same? Only Activia has Bifidus regularis and is clinically proven to help regulate your digestive system.
Take the Switch to Activia challenge now. It works, or your money back.
Activia. Hot waffles. The smell of warm maple syrup.
You know the smell after it rains? That's it.
Whatever scents fill your household, Tidy Cat Scoop neutralizes the odors of multiple cats. New Tidy Cat Scoop. Keep home smelling like home.
It's the Air Force's secret weapon that's killing insurgents and saving American lives.
This is the Reaper over here?
And 60 Minutes is cleared to show it to you tonight.
No medium reaches more people than network television. Only CBS reaches more people than any other network. Only CBS has more viewers than last year. Only CBS, America's most watched network.
Improvements in telescopes over time mean good looking for anyone who stares at the heavens. And now the best telescope of them all is about to get even better. Martha Teichner takes us stargazing.
As if the sky were calling it, the space shuttle Atlantis made its slow and stately way across a perfect Florida dawn to the launch pad. Tomorrow, if all goes well, it will be making its way toward the Hubble Space Telescope one last time to repair it, upgrade it, to give it at least another 5 years of life, to install a new camera that will allow us to see even more spectacular pictures from even farther into deep space. Call it celestial symmetry. The mission is taking place 400 years after Galileo first turned a telescope toward the night sky.
This is Galileo's research telescope. Doesn't look like very much, does it?
It is one of only 2 of his telescopes that survive. Never before allowed out of Italy, it will be on display at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia until September.
It has a lens at the top end here and the eyepieces down here at the bottom.
Galileo didn't invent the telescope, but the ones he started making in 1609, as primitive as they were, literally changed the world.
Okay, so now how this is built is, it's two half
Derek
shells.
Pitts is chief astronomer at the Franklin.
He looked through that part right there. So here's the significance. When he used this telescope to look at the night sky, to see Jupiter or Saturn or Venus, no one else in the history of people on this planet had ever looked at this stuff up close.
It's what he saw that was so revolutionary, so contrary to the teachings of the Catholic Church. Galileo and his telescope proved that the Earth and the planets revolve around the sun, not the other way around.
And that's heretical. In fact, you can consider the telescope to be the most heretical scientific instrument there ever was. The most heretical.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is an astrophysicist with the American Museum of Natural History in New York City.
Galileo got in big trouble.
In fact, he spent the rest of his life under house arrest. But telescopes kept getting better and bigger.
When I think of the next sort of important telescope, I think of William Herschel and his telescopes.
Nearly 200 years after Galileo, Herschel used a 48-inch mirror to collect light. The bigger the mirror, the more you can see. So in the telescope arms race, size matters. State-of-the-art today, nearly 10 times that size, and much bigger ones are on the way. But they all have one big problem: the Earth's atmosphere.
Here's a beam of light, a pure beam of light traveling across the cosmos. It hits Earth's atmosphere, gets bumped and jiggled and wiggled and smeared, and by the time it hits your detector, it's this glowing smudge.
And it's coming up nicely.
Enter the Hubble Space Telescope, launched aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery on April 24, 1990. It went into orbit beyond the Earth's atmosphere. The idea was to see into space without distortion. Trouble was, Hubble's mirror was made wrong. In an amazing nail-biter of a mission, astronauts fixed the $1.5 billion telescope, and the world saw pictures Galileo couldn't even have imagined. "400 years ago, Galileo could only draw what he saw. Science and art have always intersected in the realm of telescopes. These extraordinary drawings actually influenced the design of the giant telescope at Mount Palomar in California. They were done by Russell Porter, considered the father of amateur astronomy. He also created this, the Porter Garden Telescope. Less than 20 were made.
I was smitten by this marriage of art, beauty, to wonderful mechanical design.
Fred Schleipman wanted his own, passionately, and set out to copy an original.
When you see the modern-day telescope, they do wonderful things, but they're not beautiful.
For Schleipman, a retired engineering professor, getting his hands on a Porter Garden telescope was like pursuing the Holy Grail. It took him more than 30 years. Duplicating it required redesigning every part. Each telescope is handmade.
Yeah, here she is.
How does it work?
Oh, it's a reflecting telescope, just like the one you see in a big tube.
Schleipman and his son Russ, a photographer, are selling them.
You can see craters on the moon. You can see the moons of Jupiter.
Price tag, $37,000. But today's super high-tech amateur telescopes can run $100,000. Such is the zeal of the amateur astronomer. There are at least 500,000 amateurs out there, their telescopes exponentially more powerful than Galileo's.
He saw things, you know, maybe 50 times better than the human eye can see. By the 1900s, maybe, telescopes on the ground could see maybe 100,000 times better than the human eye can see.
Mario Livio is an astrophysicist with the Hubble Space Telescope Science Institute at Johns Hopkins University.
Hubble sees, I would say, about maybe 10 billion times better in terms of sensitivity than the human eye.
Which is how it's managed to revolutionize astronomy during its 19 years in space. First, it told us the age of the universe, 13.7 billion years old, but that was just the beginning. In the 1920s, astronomer Edwin Hubble discovered that our universe is expanding. It was thought the expansion was slowing down until the Hubble Space Telescope, named for Hubble the astronomer, helped prove otherwise.
Instead, we discovered that the expansion is speeding up. There is something that propels this to accelerate. And this something is the thing we call dark energy. And it is some 70% of the total energy of the universe.
The Hubble also revealed that there are massive black holes in the centers of galaxies. But for armchair astronomers, perhaps the most astonishing thing Hubble has been able to show us is the evolution of the universe.
As you look out in space, you look back in time. We see the universe not as it is, but as it once was.
Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The universe is like this huge timeline, and the telescope is your time machine.
From its orbit 340 miles above the Earth, the Hubble is seeing images of the universe hundreds of millions, even billions of years old, because it takes light from those images that long to travel through space.
So, the next step from the Hubble telescope is a telescope specifically tuned to observe galaxies being born in the earliest moments of the universe.
It's called the James Webb Space Telescope, and it's due to be launched in 2014, around the time the Hubble is expected to go dark for good.
This telescope is going to be very far away from Earth, about 1 million miles from Earth.
That's right, 1 million miles away, peering at light invisible to the human eye. It looks like this in NASA animations. The size of a tennis court, it will be 100 times more powerful even than the Hubble. 400 years ago, Galileo, with a telescope that looks like a toy, revealed the truth about man's place in the universe, and it was considered heresy.
Suddenly we were not at the center, and since then, you know, we are not at the center of our galaxy. The galaxies, there are 100 billion other galaxies like it, and so on.
Today's telescopes and tomorrow's tantalize us with the most stunning revelation of all.
It would certainly be great to discover intelligent life out there, and that will come eventually from telescopes. This is going to be incredible, that we will find that we're not alone.
Ahead, Tom Hanks in a new Vatican thriller.
You're talking about the moment of creation.
Yes. This is to allow the water to flow into the client.
And later, a clean sweep.
One of these three teams will take home $1 million. The Amazing Race finale, CBS tonight.
There are sales, and then there's Sleep Country's Super Sale. Save up to $500 on a great selection of firm, plush, and pillow top sets from Simmons Beauty Rest and Sealy Posturepedic. Save up to $300 on fashion beds, futons, and convertible sofas. Get 24 months free financing plus a free bed frame with Tempur-Pedic or the Sleep Number bed. There are sales, and then there's Sleep Country's Super Sale.
If you heat your home with natural gas, you know it's warm and comforting. You know how consistently it heats your water. You know the control you have when you're cooking, and how you can always count on natural gas. Oregon homes using high-efficiency natural gas appliances instead of electric emit an average of 20% less greenhouse gases, making your use of natural gas healthier for our planet.
Whether it's a contemporary design from Perry Ellis or Kenneth Cole, or a classic pinstripe from Jones, New York, or Lauren by Ralph Lauren, everybody can agree. Top designer name suits look expensive. Well, they are expensive. They're just not expensive here. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Trapped and terrorized in a foreign country by her husband. Coin Local 6 Monday at 11.
How resilient can Americans in uniform be in Iraq and Afghanistan? Very resilient indeed, as we learned from our national security correspondent, David Martin.
Lieutenant Brian Brennan is a walking, talking miracle. There's no other word for it. 1 year ago, he lost both his legs to a roadside bomb in Afghanistan, and now his mother is watching him learn to run all over again.
It's the first time we saw Brian run.
The 44 pounds of explosives, which tore off his legs and killed 3 fellow soldiers in the 101st Airborne Division, also left Brennan with a brain injury so traumatic, there seemed little hope for recovery.
He didn't wake up, and that's when the real terror struck us all. Oh my, he may never wake up. They said on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, he was a 1.
Then one day last June, he had a visitor.
It was a very, very grim situation, very tough one.
General David Petraeus, who once commanded the 101st Airborne, tried the usual words of encouragement.
Hang tough, big guy. Your troopers need you back out there.
But his 4 stars carried no weight.
There was absolutely no response whatsoever.
Did you think there was any hope?
Not really.
I see his beautiful blue eyes, but he's staring right through me. And he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't know I'm there.
Petraeus turned to leave, then decided to give it one last try.
I just decided to shout out Currahee.
That's right, Currahee. It's a Cherokee Indian word that's the motto for the famous Band of Brothers Regiment in the 101st.
We counted 1, 2, 3, Currahee.
That's when he kind of sat up in the bed as best as he could.
Like saying, I'm in here, I'm in here.
All of a sudden, the lieutenant, his stumps are banging up and down on the sheets. His head is moving around and very clearly responding to his unit's nickname.
Everybody in the facility was clapping and crying. The doctors who had been working on him and giving us all that bad news came running down the hall. We heard.
For 3 weeks, he had not responded to the voices of his family. But that Band of Brothers motto brought him back from the living dead.
It's just so awesome to be part of that historic unit. It was always in the back of my head.
And then it came to the front.
Yes, it did.
After that, he just, every day got a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better.
Last weekend, the general and the lieutenant met up again.
How are you doing there, big guy? Very good, sir. How you doing?
He introduced Brennan as the unsung hero of the New Jersey Hall of Fame. That walk across the stage brought the house down and overwhelmed his father.
I know how tough he is. And if there's anybody in this world that could do it, he was the one.
Less than a year after being comatose and unresponsive, he delivered a speech to a crowd of 2,000.
I accept this honor on behalf of all servicemen and women.
And guess what happened?
1, 2, 3, Currahee!
Do you know what Currahee means? It means stand alone. How perfect is that?
There wasn't a powerful organization on earth they didn't penetrate, including the Vatican, by hiding
Next,
in plain sight.
Tom Hanks and Angels and Demons.
Broccoli, tuna, crescent rolls, $8.17. Getting everyone together for dinner.
You certainly are in a pickle.
Priceless. For groceries, there's credit and debit MasterCard.
There's a big reason to lower high cholesterol.
dangerous plaque that can build up in arteries. It's called atherosclerosis, or athero, and high cholesterol is a major factor. But Crestor can help slow the buildup of plaque in arteries. Go to arterytour.com and take an interactive tour to learn how plaque builds up. And then ask your doctor if Crestor is right for you. Along with diet, Crestor does more than lower bad cholesterol and raise good. Crestor is proven to slow the buildup of plaque in arteries. Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests will check for liver problems. You should tell your doctor about other medicines you're taking, or if you have muscle pain or weakness, that could be a sign of serious side effects. Learn more about plaque buildup at arterytour.com. Then ask your doctor if it's time for Crestor.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Are you taking total care of your smile?
All mouthwash is not the same. New Act Total Care kills germs to freshen breath, fights unsightly plaque, prevents cavities, rebuilds enamel, even strengthens teeth. Others can't do all that.
Take total care of your smile.
You know what? This looks just like the treehouse I built with my dad.
Really?
Yeah. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna go work on the roof.
Dad will be right back.
It's more than just that great peanut taste. Choosing Jif is a simple way to show someone how much you care.
You made that for me?
Well, you're making this for me.
Choosing moms and dads. Choose Jif.
This is the episode.
The nuke is headed here to Washington.
You'll never forget.
Do you think I'm not fit to command the unit?
The Unit, season finale, CBS tonight.
The new film, Angels and Demons, premieres Friday. Already, many critics are putting it down. But our David Edelstein begs to disagree.
A few Catholic groups are up in arms about the new film of Dan Brown's Angels and Demons. And while I'm not a Catholic, I think respectfully they're calling it wrong.
They're used to keep secrets. It's Da Vinci's design.
It's true, Brown's The Da Vinci Code would 400 years ago have gotten him burned at the stake. It spun a counter-theology around Mary that bordered on pagan goddess worship and made the fervent Opus Dei sect a bunch of homicidal zealots.
Blood is being spilled because true Christian values lie in ruins.
But Ron Howard's film was so divinely uninspired, so all-encompassingly lame, that most Catholic leaders came out and told the picketers, never mind. It was a hit, but it stank to heaven.
Our church is at war. We are under attack from an old enemy.
Howard does 100 times better with Angels and Demons, which brings back Tom Hanks as Robert Langdon, well-tailored Harvard symbologist. This movie is shapely and stylish and very, very scary. It's also mildly subversive, although to tell you why, I'd have to reveal the idiotic conclusion, and I won't do that or lightning would strike me. The point is, a pope has suddenly died. The streets of Rome are awash in blood, and the Vatican must reach out to its old adversary.
Access to the archives is only by written decree by the Holy Father.
Fellas, you called me.
Someone, maybe the ancient anti-Vatican pro-science sect, the Illuminati, has stolen a God bomb.
That canister contains an extremely combustible substance called antimatter. We need to locate it immediately or evacuate Vatican City.
That's Eilert Zurer as comely Italian particle physicist Vittoria Vetri. She and Hanks's Langdon team up for what amounts to a furious scavenger hunt from cathedral to square to skull-laden crypt. They parse clues.
This is the first sign.
They jump into and out of cars. They almost always arrive too late to stop the carnage of cardinals. Angels and Demons is rated PG-13 despite splattery shootings, brandings, and close-ups of holy men writhing in flames. On the other hand, there's no nudity. Also, the Lord's name isn't taken in vain, and that's what I'm getting at here. The biggest danger to organized religion these days isn't from liberals like Dan Brown, who take potshots at dogmatists. It's from Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens and other best-selling atheists. Angels and Demons is the work of a man who believes the church is vital, even if scarily imperfect. These big, fat, bloody, gothic religious horror movies make Catholic icons and rituals mysterious and haunting and important. So I asked the protesters, when a film is pro-belief, what harms a little insubordination or a gouged out eyeball?
Just ahead, the urge.
Do you feel cleansed?
I do. I feel really refreshed.
I must say, you were great last night, and I really appreciate it. I just hope you don't feel cheapened because I booked my room early and got a great rate. I mean, I feel good about it.
Wake up on the bright side with a comfy bed and rates from $59. La Quinta.
Want more smiles for your dollar? With Kraft Mac and Cheese, you get 3 bowls for about $1. And that's a lot to smile about. Kraft Mac and Cheese. It's the cheesiest.
You wouldn't cut in line in front of a biker gang. You wouldn't open a gate with a beware of dog sign on it. You wouldn't go salmon fishing next to a grizzly bear. So why would you do your banking anywhere besides a credit union? Credit unions are federally insured and locally owned, so their only interest is you. And opening your account has never been easier. To learn more, visit our website at u-belong.org. Credit Unions of Oregon. So smart, it's obvious.
I know a place where we can go for drinks, dinner, fundraising, and the Tony Starlight Show. Come on out May 16th and help Human Solutions make this a better community. Your community, our community.
Get your ticket today so you can rebel for a cause and help homeless families through Human Solutions. Go to humansolutions.org or call 503-548-0226 to reserve your seats.
For Flag and Country, more than 58,000 Americans gave their lives in Vietnam. With their names carved in granite, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. is an unforgettable experience for those who visit. For those who can't, Dignity Memorial Funeral and Cemetery providers are bringing it to you. Visit the Dignity Memorial Vietnam Wall, a replica on display at this location.
Taking Mom out to dinner is a Mother's Day tradition. For one thing, she deserves it, and it gives her a break from having to fix dinner, clean up, and do the dishes afterwards. Well, Michelle Miller has talked to some folks who think it's not the table that needs clearing or the dishes that need doing. They say the whole family could use a good cleaning out.
It happened 2 years ago.
It's Valentine's Day, of course.
Robin Quivers, a sidekick to radio shock jock Howard Stern, says she felt just awful.
I had no energy, I was in pain all the time, and I was overweight. I didn't look good. And what I looked at down the road, based on how I was feeling, was chronic illness and death.
Quivers says visits to doctors helped treat her pain, but not, she felt, the cause. So she kept searching for answers.
I found it through detox. I didn't know I was going to find it through detox, but I was desperate at the point that I met Dr. Ronnie.
Dr. Ronnie is Ronnie DeLuz. Her detox and cleansing plan is a New York Times bestseller. It includes berry and vegetable juices, as well as soups and broths.
You take a lot of nutrition, a lot of vegetables, you condense it in the juice, and that's what we call maximum nutrition in small doses all day long.
According to the theory behind detox and cleansing, we humans introduce toxins into our bodies by breathing in polluted air and by ingesting chemicals and pesticides in our food. Cleansing diets claim to clear these toxins out.
So as you put the good nutrition in, the body automatically releases the bad toxins out through your colon, through your liver, and through your kidneys.
Robin Quivers isn't the only celebrity who swears by cleansing. Gwyneth Paltrow does it. Janet Jackson once told Newsweek she uses coffee enemas to eliminate what she calls sad cells, toxins she blames for getting the blues.
I heard you lost 20 pounds.
I did.
We all want to know, what did you do?
And not long ago, Beyonce Knowles told Oprah that something called the Master Cleanser helped her lose 20 pounds.
I did a fast, master cleanser, but for 14 days.
Okay, so the first thing we need are lemons or limes.
Okay.
I prefer lemons.
Okay. Peter Glickman is a kind of modern-day guru of the Master Cleanser.
Let's see what we've got.
A system developed in the 1940s. A diet, a fast, really, built around a drink of lemon juice, water, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper. The beverage, if you can call it that,
Thank you.
There you go.
is supposed to be consumed for 10 days or more.
Whoa, you put the kick in, didn't you? 20 days of cayenne pepper, maple syrup, and lemons.
Yeah, there's a couple other things, but it really is more related to getting rid of toxins than it is to consuming something to eat. There's a laxative tea in the evening, and there's a quart of water with sea salt in it in the morning.
That's not much more.
Cleansing is hot stuff. Very hot stuff. So far this year, sales of detoxing supplements are up about 20% over the same period last year. Just do a web search under Cleanse and Detox, and you'll find countless products and diets for do-it-yourself cleansing. And then there's the spa treatment. This is the New Age Spa in upstate New York. It's a retreat offering a juicing program for clients who are so inclined.
Do you feel cleansed?
I do. I feel really refreshed and energized, and I feel like a new person almost, honestly.
You say cleansing isn't enough?
What is a colonic?
It's the infusion of filtered water through a tubing and cleanses your colon. That's what it is. The water system is here.
Deborah Baumgarten is the New Age Spa's colonic hydrotherapist.
This is to allow the water to flow into the client.
She uses a simple machine to run water into the colon, controlling temperature and pressure as she goes. As we all know, the colon is one of the final stops in the digestive system. A colonic is designed to rid the body of any lingering waste, and in theory, toxins that may be stuck inside the colon.
And the water takes out all the toxins and the old poo, and then afterwards you're exhilarated and exuberant and feel wonderful, and your skin is clear and your head feels clear and you feel like you're walking above the earth.
And while the spa may be new age, the notion of cleansing is age-old. Professor Emeritus James Wharton of the University of Washington is a medical historian.
The sorts of things that are being promoted today for cleansing the bowel were a part of standard medical therapy for centuries.
Ancient Egyptians made use of enemas, so did the Greeks. And in the 17th and 18th centuries, enemas were commonplace in the court of Louis XIV.
It was just as important for the folks at Versailles to have their enema every morning as it is for us to brush our teeth.
In this country, in the early 20th century, physician John Harvey Kellogg made cleaning the innards the cornerstone of treatments at his famous Battle Creek Sanitarium, as depicted in the farcical film, The Road to Wellville.
Yogurt. Yogurt? Nurse Graves,
Yes, Doctor.
take Mr. Lightbody immediately to the yogurt room and give him 15 gallons.
Oh, no, I can't eat 15 gallons of yogurt.
Oh, it's not going in that end, Mr. Lightbody.
He believed that virtually all disease came from what he called the civilized colon, which meant a gut that had been weakened by civilized habits of life, inadequate exercise, too heavy diet, stress and pressure and so forth. And that the result was that everybody was constipated.
In the 1970s and 80s, the belief that high-fiber diets could reduce risk of colon cancer spawned a new era of colon cleansing.
Haven't you heard? Fiber is really good for you.
As spoofed in this Saturday Night Live ad for a cereal called Colon Blow.
Colon blow. Sounds delicious.
Today, the mainstream medical community is skeptical when it comes to cleansing. There are worries about nutritional imbalances that can harm people with underlying kidney and heart issues. And as for the colonics,
you have to remember the amount of fluid that's being introduced into the colon can be substantial. 20 gallons of fluid into the colon. And there have been reports of perforations. There have been reports of other complications that have occurred because of this.
Dr. Fritz Francois is a gastroenterologist at the New York University Medical Center. He says colonics and cleansing diets can be risky.
The problem that you remember, though, about this is that there are a lot of health claims about cleansing. Cures asthma, allergies, you will lose weight, etc. There's no proof. There's
None?
absolutely no proof.
It's wonderful.
But Robin Quivers says she is the proof.
I have no aches and pains. I'm more flexible. I'm stronger. My digestive system works. You know, people are running around there saying, oh my God, since I've reached a certain age, I can't lose weight. You know, no longer do they have a waistline. I have all of that.
And how old are you again?
25.
Make that 56.
All right, 29.
A farewell to comedy's Dom DeLuise, up next.
Monday, is Alan's new hobby pushing him over the edge?
Your brother should be surrounded by friends and family.
My brother should be surrounded by a SWAT team.
New 2.5 Men. Then, is this man ready for therapy?
I've been to my share of these people, but I found it's impossible to shrink me.
God did a pretty good job. New Wilson engagement after 2.5 Men. CBS Monday.
Cold Case tonight on CBS. Alone, afraid, abused. Thousands of American women living in other countries, trapped and terrorized by their husbands. Where can they call for help? Portland, Oregon. Monday at 11, an amazing story of a local woman held prisoner in a foreign country by her abusive husband.
Saying to the boys, I need to tell you why your mother has to die.
How she escaped and survived.
So the kids and I went into hiding.
To become a guardian for other victims of international abuse. Coin Local 6, Monday at 11.
Get up to a 100% scholarship to college and up to $60,000 in assistance. Get paid to learn valuable job skills. Maybe make an extra 20 grand when you join. All while you serve your community and your country. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Sleep Country's super sale is on now. Save up to $500 on Beauty Rest and Posturepedic sets. Get 24 months free financing plus a free bed frame with Tempur-Pedic or the Sleep Number bed.
When you're searching the web for the best healthcare advice, click on Health Connections at CoinLocal6.com. You'll find answers on preventative medicine, allergies, physical therapy, and lots more.
Health Connections is sponsored by Baker Allergy, Asthma, and Dermatology Research Center.
There's an episode of your favorite CBS show. Catch up on CoinLocal6.com.
It happened this week. The loss of one of Hollywood's most beloved funny men.
Dun, dun, dun! I am Captain Chaos.
Dom DeLuise died in a California hospital at the age of 75. The son of a New York City sanitation worker, DeLuise worked his way up from small theaters to TV and the movies.
Okay, simmer down.
He was a regular on Dean Martin's comedy variety show in the 1960s.
JJ, maybe you should slow this down just a little bit. You're making very big waves.
He co-starred with Burt Reynolds in half a dozen films, including the 1981 hit Cannonball Run.
You're all right, Victor? Oh, I'm fine, JJ. It only hurts when I point.
Louise and Reynolds were even the honored guests of their big fans, President and Mrs. Reagan.
Most people wake up to an alarm clock. I would wake up to the smell of food.
Saute this in olive oil.
Dom DeLuise struggled all his life with his weight. But But he made his love of food work for him by authoring 2 cookbooks and appearing on cooking shows.
With opera singer Dom DeLuise. Grazie tanto.
It's easy to mourn his death, his family said in a statement, but easier to remember a time when he made you laugh.
Not in the face. Thank you. I'm easy like
Coming up, Lionel Richie. Easy like Sunday morning.
Thank you very much.
And later, Doing the Hustle with Mo Rocca.
A real burger isn't afraid to wear a tortilla. Applebee's presents the Quesadilla Burger. Made fresh and served up bold with pico de gallo and Mexican ranch sauce on a pepper jack quesadilla. Get real burgers at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
Every day, about 30 women in the U.S. learn that they have cervical cancer. That's why I chose to get my daughter vaccinated.
I chose to get my daughter vaccinated when her doctor and I agreed that the right time to protect her is now, because it's about prevention.
Gardasil is the only cervical cancer vaccine that helps protect against 4 types of HPV.
2 types that cause 70% of cervical cancer and 2 more types that cause other HPV diseases.
I chose to get my daughter vaccinated because the CDC recommends that girls her age get vaccinated.
Gardasil does not treat cervical cancer or other HPV diseases. Side effects include pain, swelling, itching, bruising, and redness at the injection site.
Headache, fever, nausea, dizziness, vomiting, and fainting. Gardasil is not for women who are pregnant.
Gardasil may not fully protect everyone and does not prevent all kinds of cervical cancer.
So it's important to continue routine cervical cancer screenings.
I chose to get my daughter vaccinated because I want her to be one less woman affected by cervical cancer.
One less. Gardasil.
Ask your daughter's doctor about Gardasil.
There's only one word for this. It's bliss.
Only one word describes chocolate this creamy, this rich, this indulgent. Bliss. Hershey's Bliss chocolate. It's not just chocolate, it's bliss.
It began with 11 teams, with the whole world in front of them. But it became so much more.
I've come so far.
Now, it's down to the final 3, but only one can win.
All the other teams have to watch out for us.
We're gonna win $1 million today, baby.
Do not doubt yourself. The Amazing Race finale, CBS tonight.
I can see it in your eyes.
It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Charles Osgood.
Lionel Richie has been creating terrific music and memories for a good long time now. Yet he always seems to leave his fans wanting more. Bill Whitaker has this Sunday profile.
Well, my friends, the time has come to raise the roof and have some fun.
2009. 4 decades after starting his meteoric rise to superstardom, and Lionel Richie is still packing them in. Recently filling the O2 Arena in London. Long after many of his contemporary stars burned out, Richie's still shines, these days with a warm glow. His generations of fans flock to bask in it.
We play the games that people play.
As he romances his audience.
We made our mistakes along the way.
Women weep when he sings. Men?
Men don't say much. They call my name and give the secret signal that says everything. Lionel.
You're all right, man.
You're all right, man. All right. Stick it. Hang in there, boy. You know.
He's about to release his 14th solo album, Just Go, a collaboration with contemporary songwriters half his age.
I decided instead of trying to figure out what should Lionel Richie be in 2009, I'd pose that question to some of the greatest writers of the time.
Slade in! Like chart-topping hip-hop artist Akon.
They know their generation, they know their technology, they know their sound better than anybody. The only thing I can deliver that's different is I sound like Lionel Richie. Can't change that sound.
So what is it like working with a legend?
Like, it's an uncontrollable, happy feeling. Like,
yeah.
I know a lot of artists would love to be in my position. Thank you.
In position to work with an artist who has sold more than 100 million records.
Bill, this is the Blood, Sweat, and Tears room.
He's won a Golden Globe, an Oscar, 5 Grammys.
This thing is heavy.
Remaining a music heavyweight by never resting on his laurels.
Because the industry keeps changing. It's never the same. You can go to bed tonight and the style is this way. You wake up the next morning, the style has changed.
Richie's style certainly has changed since his breakout with the funky R&B band, the Commodores, in 1968.
I was a full-fledged, afro-wearing, platform shoes-wearing Commodore.
He grew up in Alabama and went to Tuskegee University, where the 6 Commodores met as freshmen. Richie was planning to be an accountant. They soon found the stage had greater appeal and bigger rewards than the books.
It was the most amazing thing in the world for me when you pick up a microphone, you grab the band, and girls started screaming over and out. It was the beginning of something.
Something big. The band played at the top of the charts through the 1970s with funky beats and ballads.
3 times a lady.
They set out to be the Black Beatles. They ended up with a sound all their own.
You're once, twice, 3 times a lady. Now nobody, not one R&B band in the world.
Nobody was doing that.
Was in this category. And if it worked, it was going to be amazing. If it didn't work, I'm out of business.
But it worked.
But it worked.
Richie's songwriting was working too. Endless Love, a duet he wrote and sang with Diana Ross, was Ross's biggest selling single ever. That right on the heels of the smash hit Lady he wrote for Kenny Rogers. By the early 80s, Richie's star was outshining the rest of the group.
How'd they respond to that?
It wasn't good. It wasn't good because you could see the anxiety on their faces because, you know, it wasn't Lionel Richie and the Commodores. I was a Commodore.
These were your buddies?
Yeah, no, it was not even buddies. These guys were family.
But it was time to go. Richie broke from the Commodores to launch a solo career.
But there was definitely an upside.
That rocket took off.
Because I'm truly.
Flying solo, Richie's career hit warp speed. His first solo album sold more than 4 million copies.
Can't slow down, Lionel Richie.
His second earned 2 Grammys.
I want to say it.
Outrageous!
We have mics in front of us, but what we'll do is you lean in on your part.
Richie and Michael Jackson wrote the supergroup mega hit We Are the World for African Relief in 1985. Now a bona fide superstar, he was, like the title of his next album, dancing on the ceiling.
So you're constantly album tour, album tour, album tour.
Were you able to enjoy it?
You know, get a car to 100 miles an hour, roll down the window, and stick your head out the window. Tell me what you see. That's pretty much where it was going. You know, I remember little vignettes happening along the way.
Vignettes like closing the '84 Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
Say you, say me.
And winning the Oscar for Say You, Say Me from the movie White Nights.
For a dozen years, you were as big as they get.
It was me. And then, you know, at one point I had to just bail out. You had to just stop.
At the height of his career, exhausted, his first marriage breaking up, he went home to care for his ailing father.
I'm thinking it's going to be a couple of months, and then I'll get back to work. It was 2.5 years.
After his father died in 1990, Lionel Richie returned to music, only to find that music had moved on. R&B eclipsed by rap. Though his recent releases have been moderate hits here in the U.S., he remains a huge star in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. His fans adore him. Critics haven't always been so kind. They have said, sappy, cheesy.
Yeah. I mean, and then you realize the biggest gangster rappers in the world, the biggest heavy metal guys, sooner or later, they're going to say I love you to somebody.
With Lionel Richie playing in the background.
Lionel Richie playing in the background.
These days, he's attracting a new generation of fans who have one burning question.
Are you Nicole Richie's dad?
His adopted daughter, Nicole, best known for her reality TV show with Paris Hilton, The Simple Life, was getting more press than Richie, and not all good.
It must be painful to see her as tabloid fodder.
Well, I told her when she got into it, I said, when you say you want to be famous, what comes with that is the survival of it. Famous it looks simple, but it consumes you.
But now that she's the mother of his granddaughter, Harlow,
the most amazing thing happened. She got it in balance.
Today, divorced from his second wife, approaching 60, he's got 2 younger children, a grand house, and he'll tell you, a good life.
As I'm sure somebody in Alabama would tell you, son, you've done well.
I just say done good.
He makes it all sound so easy.
For years, I used to drive the Ferrari. I tried to drive it as fast as I could. And then I found out the secret to having a Ferrari. You want to drive it as slow as you can so people can see you in it. I've slowed it all down to the point now where I'm enjoying the ride. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Good night, everybody. We love you. God bless you. Thank you very much.
It's clear we need more energy from all sources. And most Americans agree we need more domestic oil and natural gas. But does that mean you'll see more oil and gas platforms? Well, with advanced subsea technology, one platform can now gather oil from wells 40 miles away. So what used to take many just a few years ago now takes only one. That's more of the oil and natural gas we need from less than meets the eye. Log on to learn more.
I'm no health nut. Never ran a step until my 30s. At Kashi, we believe if you eat a little better, you feel a little better. Hey, ladies! That's why we make our foods, so you can do a little more. Now I'm 59. I've run almost 800 races. Getting healthy starts with taking little steps. As many as you want.
Kashi, 7 whole grains on a mission.
When planning for retirement these days, the forecast is full of ifs. If I'm too exposed to downturns, if I'll go through my savings too fast. To help you feel more confident, consider putting a portion of your savings in a MetLife variable annuity. When the market goes up, it gives your assets a potential to grow while protecting you if the market goes down with a steady stream of income. Let America's #1 annuity provider help you stay on course with guarantees for the if in life. Get answers about annuities at MetLife.com.
Pollen. When I really like to be outside, I did not like suffering from nasal allergy symptoms like congestion. But Nasonex relief, may I say, beautiful. Prescription Nasonex is proven to help relieve indoor and outdoor nasal allergy symptoms like congestion, runny and itchy nose, and sneezing.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infections, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
Hello, my flower.
Ask your doctor about symptom relief with Nasonex.
Beautiful.
An underground trolley collision in Boston Friday night injured 49 people, including a train operator who reportedly was text messaging his girlfriend when he hit a stopped trolley ahead of him. An extreme example of a phenomenon that's been bothering our Jeff Greenfield.
Can a writer from a long ago age really see into the future? Well, Jules Verne was able to imagine submarines and rocket ships. Arthur C. Clarke had a beat on communication satellites. But for my money, nobody nailed one of our era's most defining and least attractive features better than did Jonathan Swift. His best-known work, Gulliver's Travels, was first published in 1726. That is 283 years ago. It is best known for Gulliver's dealings with the Lilliputians, a race of tiny men and women consumed by tiny, insignificant political battles. Cable talk shows, anyone? But the real eye-opener is his account of Laputa, a floating island whose citizens are so distracted by their deep thoughts that they are completely disconnected from the real world.
Noble sirs,
these masters are engaged in contemplation of the universe.
It seems, wrote Swift, these people are so taken up with intense speculations that they neither can speak nor attend to the discourses of others. In fact, Gulliver reported, these folks are so utterly and completely disconnected from the world around them that the wealthier among them employ flappers. A flapper's job was to give his employer a soft flap on his eyes because he is always so wrapped up in cogitation that he is in manifest danger of falling down every precipice and bouncing his head against every post, and in the streets of jostling others. So, just how prescient was Jonathan Swift? Well, have you taken a walk down a street in any town or city lately? Now, it's not so much intense speculation that distracts our modern Laputans, but the astonishing array of gadgets that connects them with everything except the world that's right around them. They're plugged into music. They're exchanging emails. They're texting. They're tweeting. They're manipulating portfolios. They're managing their fantasy baseball teams. They're befriending and unbefriending Facebook pals. If I were a personal injury lawyer, I'd consider a whole new specialty, high-tech negligence lawsuits. Now, in the interest of complete accuracy, I should note one more aspect of Laputan life. It seemed that the husbands of Laputa were always so wrapped in speculation that their wives found adultery almost too easy. The mistress and her lover, said Swift, may proceed to the greatest familiarities right in front of her husband's face. Now, we didn't manage to capture that sort of behavior with our cameras. Not yet.
Some thoughts from Jeff Greenfield. Now to Bob Schieffer in Washington with word of a very special guest on Face the Nation. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Charles. Well, George Bush has been silent since leaving the presidency, but his number two, Dick Cheney, has been speaking out, and he'll be with us this morning on Face the Nation.
Thank you, Bob Schieffer. We'll be watching. And ahead now on Sunday morning. A blast from the past.
This is more than my easy button. It's my save so much on paper we can
do personal printing again button?
Sure, why not? It's my save so much we can finally get new office chairs button.
It's my save so much my boss will be eternally grateful button.
Good job, Helen. Karen.
It's Kathy.
Now get 50% back in Staples Rewards when you purchase any case of paper. Staples, that was easy.
Want bigger, more beautiful potted plants? Miracle Grow makes it easy with moisture control potting mix. Watch. The soil is so amazing, it actually stores water, only releasing it when plants need it, taking the guesswork out of watering. Plus, there's Miracle Grow plant food mixed right in that feeds for 3 months. So plants grow twice as big. Easy and amazing. Want it big? Want it beautiful? Make it Miracle Grow.
Reaching and maintaining a healthy weight is not just about dieting. It's about changing the way you eat. Ally can help you eat right to lose weight. It's the only FDA-approved, non-prescription weight loss aid. The Ally program teaches you healthy eating habits by rewarding you with increased weight loss when you eat well and can signal to you when you don't. Because Ally works with your body to block some of the fat you eat so it can be removed naturally and won't stick to you. Lose weight and learn to keep it off. Try Ally today. Brand power, helping you buy better.
The season finale of Gold Case, the music of Pearl Jam.
We found the
car that ran you off the road.
Season finale, CBS tonight.
Monday. Can you imagine me, Sheldon Cooper, at the North Pole?
Easy peasy, I'm doing it right now.
It's the adventure of a lifetime.
This drill is to acclimate us to the use of tools in extreme temperatures.
Where are your tools?
Right here.
On the coolest season finale ever.
Damn it.
What?
We're out of ice.
The Big Bang season finale, CBS Monday.
A third of a century has passed since Americans first learned to do the hustle. Believe it or not, some of us are still doing it. I'm not one of them, you'll be relieved to hear, but our friend Mo Rocca is.
Remember the hustle? Back in the 1970s, the hustle and disco were huge. Well, disco may be dead, but the hustle has stayed alive.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of spinning, a lot of turning, a lot of ballet background if you want to be really good and centered.
And when people use the terms hustling and disco dancing interchangeably, what do you think?
I'm sort of turned off by that because they don't really, they might have lived through disco, but they've never really hustled.
The hustle isn't a joke. It's a real partner dance.
It's a real partner dance, and a lot of people enjoy it. There's a lot of thousands of people are doing it. I know that because, you know what? That's my business.
Billy Fajardo has been dancing the hustle since 1973. Today, he's president of the International Hustle Dance Association and a renowned choreographer and promoter. Some people assume that the hustle is a dance that you just sort of show up and make up on the spot.
Well, at the time it was in the 70s, but didn't we all just show up and do whatever we wanted in the 70s anyway?
Yeah. Since then, Billy says, the hustle has evolved into a serious partner dance, though it's never gotten the respect it deserves.
It's the last true American dance. You know, we own it. It was created here in the United States, and I'm very proud of that.
According to Fajardo, it's the hustle that brought partner dancing back into the American mainstream.
There was partner dancing going on in the 40s and 50s. We had the Lindy. Well, during the 60s, what was it really? Freestyle dancing, acid, LSD, you know, let's free the world.
Enter the hustle, a mambo-influenced partner dance that swept the New York club scene.
Walk, turn, side together.
With it, dance instruction exploded across America. Those who weren't learning in a studio or at the clubs were learning the hustle courtesy of their turntables. So what happened? How did the hustle become a wallflower? Part of the blame, according to Fajardo, lies with the character Tony Manero. You remember him, that guy from Saturday Night Fever.
You can't even see the hustle basic. You know, every dance has a signature basic. He was doing more like walk, walk, walk. Walk, 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 walk. Of course, you put the white suit on him, and you have a stunning guy in John Travolta.
The world thinks the hustle is all about style at that point.
Yeah, it's so superficial. It has no substance.
As for that line dance in the film, that's not the hustle either.
People used to do a dance called the bus stop, which is what in Saturday Night Fever, when you watch that line dance they do, that's really the bus stop.
Yup, that line dance so popular at weddings, bar mitzvahs, and as seen on YouTube, Philippine prisons, is in fact a dance called the bus stop.
Lydia will tell you to show up at 7 o'clock. I need you to sign here.
To fully understand this most misunderstood dance, I entered the pre-novice division of the International Hustle and Salsa competition in sunny Miami Beach, Florida.
We have 3 kids and 6 grandchildren.
Yeah. I found a partner in Roseanne Morantz, a local retiree who's no stranger to the bump and grind. As captain of the Miami Heat Golden Oldies dancers, she's used to bringing the heat.
The crowd likes when we, quote unquote, take something off.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not racy. It's a family affair.
But neither of us had much experience with partner dancing.
I saw lots of turning, and I'm saying, oh, dear, 65, blood pressure medication, you best not twirl me around.
That's okay, I have a pacemaker.
Oh.
So No, I don't.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
it's a terrible joke to make. Sorry. My name is Mo, M-O. Last name Rocca. After we registered, it was time for a 19-minute crash course from none other than Billy Fajardo.
5, 6, 7, 8. Back brake. Side. 1.
But our hustle didn't exactly flow at first.
And raise your... Sorry.
And Roseanne kept trying to lead.
Okay, you're going to go by my rule. You know what my rule is? You never lead. The only world that we actually still control is the dance floor. Everything else you could have.
But by the end of our class, we were dancing on air. And it was off to the competition. Roseanne and I got lost in each other's eyes. Unfortunately, I got lost on the steps, in the process creating a sort of hustle jig Franken dance. But, 19 minutes of instruction.
Listen, and I'm a senior. I tend to forget a lot.
Thanks. Play that card, the senior card. Next time, we're getting the 30-minute lesson.
They tickle, they tease, and you sneeze. Maybe it's time to ask your doctor about Singulair. While many allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair blocks leukotrienes, an underlying cause of nasal allergy symptoms. And that's how Singulair works differently. 1 pill, once a day. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat allergies.
Has progress taken us to a better place? I'd say it's taken us for a ride. Honestly, what thanks do we owe progress? We're up to our necks in landfill and down to the wire in resources, and climate change is out to get us. That's why progress plays no role inside post-shredded wheat. Here, we put the no in innovation. Post-original shredded wheat is still just the one simple, honest ingredient which naturally comes with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. All we did was make it spoon-sized. Did we go too far?
I had a secret. My digestive system didn't always behave. Whatever I did, my digestive upsets came back. But then came Align with Bifantis, the only probiotic clinically proven to protect against episodes of constipation, diarrhea, urgency, gas, and bloating. Align brings peace to my digestive system and to me. Align, peace for your insides.
My Coppertone Dermaphoto showed me something important, signs of hidden sun damage. Now, I use new Coppertone NutriShield sunscreen with dual defense. It goes beyond sun protection to help reduce signs of hidden sun damage. Coppertone NutriShield with dual defense.
The classic flavors of Tuscany. Inspiration for Fancy Feast Elegant Medley's Tuscany entrees. Restaurant-inspired dishes with long grain rice and garden greens. Is it love or is it Fancy Feast?
We leave you this Sunday morning in Central Florida, where there's no holiday for scrub jay moms. I'm Charles Osgood. We hope all you moms enjoy your day and that you'll join us again for a special treat next Sunday morning. Until then, I'll see you on the radio.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney one-on-one with Bob Schieffer, a CBS News exclusive on Face the Nation Today.
The Unit, tonight on CBS.
Maaco paints more than 500,000 cars every year, and you probably can't spot the ones we've painted. But you can always spot the ones we haven't. What? Maaco, America's body shop. This week, our ambassador paint service is just $249. Go to Maaco.com.
Hi, I'm Randall Palazzo with Palazzo Custom Homes. We continue to sell many new homes with a winning combination of high quality, great pricing, and vintage reproduction designs available only through Palazzo Custom Homes. Brand new, green certified homes in many close-in Portland neighborhoods. Come see our beautiful English Tudor, Craftsman bungalows, and our 4-square homes, all at prices you can afford. Visit us at PalazzoCustomHomes.com or go to Coin Local 6 and click on the Generation Green page.